Okay, so, uh, wow. Um, hi. This is my first time doing one of these, so I'm sorry in advance if I talk too much. Everyone here has been really nice. I mean, the place is weird and dusty, and the vibe is definitely old library haunted by the concept of humidity. But the people? Great. Sasha was the first one I met. She's basically perfect. Like, if competence were a person. And Tim is, well, he's Tim. Funny, kind of terrifying, but in a charming way. And Martin's been trying his best to help me settle in, even though Elias keeps appearing everywhere like a Victorian ghost who pays taxes. I haven't actually met the head archivist yet, John Jonathan Sims. Apparently, he used to be a researcher, like just a normal guy, just doing normal work, and then, bam, new head archivist. Just like that, the old one died. Honestly, it could totally be conspiracy, or something supernatural got to her. I mean, come on, there's no way she just died normally. Not here. Not in this building. God, she's lucky. Right, uh, anyway, apparently the old boss wasn't very neat. John inherited a mess the size of a small country. Boxes everywhere, tapes mislabeled. What I'm pretty sure might have been a jawbone under one of the desks. Maybe not. Hopefully not. But because things are such a disaster down here, everyone's been pulled in to help. And, Elias said something about tradition being a luxury. So, normally only archivists are supposed to make recordings, and even they only get to do it after being researchers for a couple of years. But apparently something has Elias. Jumpy, on edge, willing to break tradition at least. Which is great for me because this is it. My first real, actual, genuine tape recording. A real statement. Oh my god, I'm so excited I might pass out. I'm really doing this. This is actually happening. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, focus. Right, so I guess I was supposed to save the date in my name and the statement and all of that, and then read what I wrote out. But full disclosure, I'm suddenly very aware that if I screw this up, I might get deported or fired or killed by a ghost. All equally terrifying options. Right, let's do this properly. Statement. Well, I'm not supposed to say the number out loud, right? So, okay, let's get that part. This is a statement given by Dr. Harriet Northwood regarding a unusual incident she believes is worth documenting. Originally given on April 14th, 2014. Currently being recorded by Miles Garter, intern at the Magnus Institute. Do I say intern out loud? I feel like that sounds unprofessional. What? It's my title, though. So, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, intern. Right. Statement begins. My name is Dr. Harriet Northwood. I live in Bloomsbury, and I currently work as a biology lecturer at King's College London. I am giving this statement because I feel foolish, honestly, but I haven't been able to stop thinking about what happened, and I'd rather write it down somewhere than keep letting it rattle around in my head. It started at a market stall near Holborn Station, one of those little pop-ups that appear without warning and vanish the second you think of returning to them. The man running it was old, not elderly exactly, but sun-damaged and tired in a way that suggested he'd lived most of his life outside. He had maybe 20 plants total. Succulents, a few leafy things, one that looked half dead. Nothing labeled. Nothing priced. I asked him what a particular one was, the one I ended up buying, and he just shrugged, said, "It grows how it likes." I should have taken that as a sign, but it honestly just sounded like he didn't know the species. I bought it because it looked easy. A small pot, a cluster of leaves, green and thick and waxy. Something I couldn't kill by accident. I brought it home and put it on the kitchen windowsill. Watered it. Rotated it once so the sun would hit the other side. Just normal plant care. I'm not a plant person, but I'm not incompetent. About a week later, I noticed the plant was leaning. Just a bit. Maybe 20 degrees to the right. Not drooping, just angled. I turned it so the leaves faced upward again, thinking I'd placed it weirdly the first time. The next day it was angled left. Same amount. Same tilt. Just the opposite direction. Not wilted, not dry, just rotated. I assumed I'd forgotten I'd touched it. People forget things all the time. Except I hadn't forgotten. By the end of the second week, I was sure it was moving, or turning, or something. So I put a little line on the rim of the pot with a Sharpie, an experiment. I checked it every morning, and I swear to you, every day that line was in a different place. I tried to justify it. My building is old. It shakes when the buses go by. Maybe that was shifting the pot bit by bit. Or maybe I nudged it while washing up. Or maybe I was looking for patterns because everything else in my life felt so out of control. My mother had been sick for months, and I think part of me wanted a distraction. Something outside myself. So I didn't feel frightened exactly. Just focused. Like solving a problem in a textbook. But the part that finally unnerved me, the part I can't explain so easily, was how it behaved when I looked at it. Whenever I looked straight at the plant, it was facing me. Dead on. Leaves angled directly towards where I was standing. It didn't matter if I changed position. Kitchen doorway, sink, hallway, behind the sofa even, a place I never look into the kitchen from. Every time I looked again, it was pointed toward me. At first, I assumed it was confirmation bias, that I was just noticing the times when it happened and ignoring the rest. So I started testing it. I'd leave the room, count to 10, then try to catch it off guard, as silly as that sounds. I tried entering quietly, quickly, unexpectedly. I even left my phone recording once, with the camera facing the window. The footage didn't show anything. Not movement, not shifting. Nothing changed when I wasn't looking. But when I came back into the frame, when I entered the room, the plant was pointed directly toward me again. I moved it to the bathroom eventually. No windows in there, no sunlight, no breeze, and honestly, no reason for it to move at all. I left it there for a full day, closed the door, left it alone. When I opened the bathroom door the next morning, the plant was angled toward me. 45 degrees, maybe more, like it had been waiting. I tried to laugh it off, tried to tell myself I was being ridiculous, but I couldn't shake the feeling that it wasn't just movement. It felt intentional, directed. I threw it out after that. Not dramatically. I didn't scream or panic. I just picked it up, put it in a bag, and dropped the whole thing into the rubbish bin behind my building. I told myself that even if it was all in my head, I'd sleep better not seeing it anymore. I didn't check the bin again, didn't look for the pot, didn't even take the trash out myself for a couple of days. But 3 days later, when I finally went out with a bag of rubbish, the pot was gone. No pot, no leaves, no broken ceramic, just empty plastic and cardboard where I'd left it. I know someone could have taken it. People salvage things from bins all the time. Someone might have thought it was salvageable. It's London. Stranger things happen on any given day. But I keep wondering. Not because I think it followed me, or because I've seen it again. I haven't. Nothing else strange has happened. No footsteps, no noises, nothing. I know it must have been a trick of the eye, or stress, or maybe someone just stole the plant out of the bin. But sometimes, late at night, I think about the way it always faced me. Always. And I wonder, If maybe it wasn't bending toward light, or warmth, or anything normal. I wonder if it was bending toward attention. Wow, into statement. Okay. Wow. That was actually kind of short, right? I mean, not bad, short, just shorter than I expected. Most of the statements I've listened to were like 15 minutes long and full of like screaming and metaphorical doom and, you know, trauma. This one was plants. Not that plants can't be scary. I mean, the triffids exist, not literally, obviously, but as a concept. And I once had a cactus that tried to kill me. Well, okay, I dodged it. But still, very aggressive energy. I could have liked this one, though. It's gentle. Creepy, but gentle. Like horror with training wheels. I guess I thought my first statement would be grander. Like, I was chased by a shadow in the tube. Or my landlord a secretly a rhinoceros demon. Or just something really dramatic. This was just a confused plant. A confused, possibly haunted plant, which is still really cool. Don't get me wrong. I just thought there'd be more. Maybe the original writer wasn't very talkative, or maybe it got edited down. Or maybe John's been picking shorter ones because the archives are a disaster zone and they don't have time to sort the long ones yet. Or maybe this was never meant to be scary. Maybe it's just supposed to be an example, like a warm-up, a starter haunting. You know, I bet John gives new researchers simple ones first, or I guess new archivists simple ones first, to test if they can read properly under pressure. Maybe that's what Elias is doing with me. Like, here, Miles, take the one about the friendly plant instead of the woman who got eaten by the cops of the bus bear. Honestly, I'm kind of glad. If my first statement had been something truly horrifying, I probably would have screamed into the microphone, or fainted, or accidentally confessed to tax fraud. I don't even commit tax fraud, but I feel like I would have tried. Right, right. And, oh, this is something I forgot to mention before recording, but normally, I think the actual arguments would send researchers out, right? Like, before or after a statement gets recorded, to check if we could get back in contact with the person who gave it, or look for evidence, or, I don't know, investigate the scene of the plant crime. Plant crime. But I'm just an intern. I don't have a team or authority or whatever it is John used to command the others. I guess presence, gravitas. I've heard from exhaustion. Anyway, I could ask Thasha or Tam or Martin to check it out, but I mean, they have real jobs, actual responsibilities, and I don't really have that much sway beyond. Please, and I brought biscuits. So, I guess that means I'll have to do some digging myself, which, okay, I know, that sounds terrifying, but also, it's kind of amazing, right? Like, me doing actual paranormal research, me following up on a real statement, going to a market stall and asking about a plant that may or may not have been affectionately staring at an odor. This thing's awesome. I mean, terrifying, yeah, obviously, but also awesome. I hope the next one's longer, though, or weirder, or both. I'm kind of itching for the spooky stuff, you know? Just a little. Okay, end of commentary? Do I say that? I don't know. I'll ask Martin. Probably. Right, stopping recording. No.